super hive, mega hive, whatever you want to call it. It's not that difficult to do. I have a lot of them. I have more in another location over there west of here. So it's August 6th, it's August 7th. Still have the month of August and September to get through. And honestly, I'm not set up to handle a bunch of honey supers. I don't have the room for it. What I've done in the past, and I've already removed one super of honey from these. I guess it was 3 or 4 weeks ago. Can't remember sometimes. And I gave it to the smaller colonies. So these colonies have already produced one super. And they're gonna run out of room before the end of the season. And I don't have any place to put these honey supers. Any place that's real clean. I'm not set up to do that. I'm gonna build a room this winter. So what I'm doing is, I also ran out of frames, so I had to build some frames real quick, and I ran out of foundation. So these are frames I built, and then I put some wax on that strip of wood down through there and wire. And I'm checkerboarding, making sure that there's a built frame in between. So let me pause this. Okay, here's the top. I see so many people on YouTube talking about having super large hives, and they open it up and there's no bees there. Here's the inner cover. See, there's all the bees. A lot of bees there. And they will have this full before the end of August. So I gotta get this medium super there, pull out 5 frames, foundationless frames, set them there, and I haven't used any smoke on these, but I have my smoker here handy, so I don't use smoke unless I absolutely have to. So what I do is I start right here, get that one out, set it there, and then do the next one. And when I get more room here, then I'll start putting these frames in. So let me pause. I don't have anybody hold the camera for me. There's a pulled out one frame, and they're just now working on the outside frame. I made a statement in one of my videos recently that I'm going to have over a ton of honey, and I'm not exaggerating. I also got to consider these colonies here were split 3 times. Once in, I think it was March or April, when I had my colonies in the window, they got really, really small, and I took my large colonies and split them in half and gave the queenless half those queens from the window colonies. And then in May, I took a nuke off, and then again in June, I took a nuke off. So these bees have had honey taken away from them, and they've had brood taken away from them, and they're still outperforming anybody else's bees that I've seen on YouTube. You can pause again. Hey, Vinyl Farm, do you think I need any of your bee barn bullshit? I don't think so. My bees are doing just fine with these standard Langstroth hives. I don't know why there's so many nuts on YouTube that have so many subscribers. It's just crazy. All right, here's the other side of this hive, this honey super here. See? And that's the last one that's going in there. So pause again. Okay, got the super on. Gonna put the inner cover on next. Hey, and I didn't even smoke the bees. I got the smoker there, but I didn't smoke the bees, and I'm not wearing a veil. See? All you guys that gotta wear a veil and you gotta constantly use your smoke, you're afraid of your honeybees. Maybe you should find something a little bit safer for you to do. You treat your bees with a little bit of respect and be gentle with them, and they have no reason to be aggressive to you. Now, there's exceptions. You'd have aggressive colonies. I have a few aggressive colonies. Number 3 there has always been aggressive, and that one I'm going to be opening it up and see why. It's got the old queen in it, and see if it's about time to replace that queen, or see if they're getting ready to make a new queen. So anyway, I'm going to pause this And I'm going to show you the other part of my apiary. Okay, here's some more super mega hives. Woo! It's not really that difficult to do. We didn't have much of a spring. It was real difficult to get through spring. I would have lost more colonies had I not done what I've been doing over the last few years, beekeeping, bringing bees inside during the winter and checking to see what's going on. You guys want to leave your bees outside all winter and see how many you have left in the spring. I try to do what I can to keep them going. If they don't have a queen, I can combine colonies during the middle of winter. But it just so happens that bees only live 5 to 6 months during the winter, and I couldn't get them to restart. I didn't buy Better Bees winter patties like I normally do, so I'm going to be doing that again, or either putting in some real pollen and some AP23 from the Dant. I don't have time to check all these colonies here every 2 weeks to make sure if they're getting ready to swarm, to catch it before they do that. I'm really busy trying to keep up with them. Had I not lost as many bees, I lost a third of my bees during spring. Had I not lost those, I don't know that I would be able to even keep up. It's hard enough to keep up with what I've got. So I've got my swarm trap set here. It's just a regular hive. And this one here has got some isopropyl alcohol and some queens in it. And this right here is lemongrass oil. So if I do get a swarm, I hope this right here would catch it, because I don't have time right now to go through and check all of them. And that's what happens when you let your colonies get really, really big. You risk having a swarm. I may have more than one at one time. I only have one swarm trap set up, so that's just the way it is. So I'd like to see more people on YouTube try to outdo what I do. Winter inspections. Make your own hives as much as possible, your own frames. I've been building supers, trying to keep up. I'm down to my last, I've got 6 more honey supers left with frames in it, and then I have either 3 or 4 supers yet that I don't have any more frames, so I'd have to build more frames. But I'll stay ahead of it, okay? Thank you.